the Hammerdin Crushes Terror Zones. There was only one zone in the rotation that was annoying with them magic immune. We do these terrorized zones with a high gear Hammerdin. The first terrorized zone was the Lost City Claw Viper Temple. 3 runs with an average of 7 minutes and 57 seconds. 23 minutes in, we find a rare Barb Amulet. The next terror zone was a Dark Wood. 10 runs with an average of 4 minutes and 18 seconds. 39 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. The next terrorized zone was the Durance of Hate. 4 runs averaging 11 minutes and 18 seconds. 1 hour and 42 minutes in, we find an Arachnid Mesh. Snap. Arachnid Mesh, baby! 1 hour and 54 minutes in, we find an Endariel's Visage. Yeah. The next terrorized zone was the Outer Steppes and Plains of Despair. 6 runs averaging 8 minutes and 44 seconds. 2 hours and 2 minutes in, we find a Lembrune. 2 hours and 47 minutes in, we find a unique ring. Is this an SOJ? No. The next terrorized zone was back into the Durance of Hate. 5 runs averaging 11 minutes and 18 seconds. I've gotten Durance twice already. Like, what the...
Shoot,
like, what is this?
Durance seems bad.
No, yeah, like the little dolls, they hurt. And I died. All the... Oh my god, I died again. Oh, I keep... Oh, these Stygian dolls, I've died 3 times.
Yeah.
2 hours and 57 minutes in, we find an ethereal Colossus Bulge. We later cubed it for 4 sockets. Later that run, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. 3 hours and 18 minutes in, we find an ethereal Great Polearm. We later cubed it for 4 sockets. The next terrorized zone was a Glacial Trail. 2 runs averaging 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Unfortunately, no loot. The next terror zone was a Chaos Sanctuary. 15 runs averaging 3 minutes and 48 seconds. 4 hours and 20 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. 4 hours and 41 minutes in, we find a Verdungo's. 4 hours and 46 minutes in, we find a Gargoyle's Bite. The next terrorized zone was Far Oasis. 13 runs averaging 3 minutes and 54 seconds. 4 hours and 53 minutes in, we find a Rune Master. 4 hours and 58 minutes in, we find a unique amulet. Is it Amara's? No. 5 hours and 37 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. The next terrorized zone was the Cathedral and the Catacombs. 2 runs averaging 8 minutes and 12 seconds. 5 hours and 45 minutes in, we find a Homunculus. The next terrorized zone was Tristram. 30 runs averaging 1 minute and 58 seconds. 5 hours and 55 minutes in, we find a unique ring. Is this an SOJ? No. It is a Nature's Peace though. 6 hours and 20 minutes in, we find a Soul Drainer. Later that run, we find a Lightsaber. 6 hours and 29 minutes in, we find a set amulet. Is it a Talami? No. The next terrorized zone was the Dry Hills and Halls of the Dead. 6 runs averaging 9 minutes and 22 seconds. Unfortunately, no loot. The next terrorized zone was the Bloodmoor Den of Evil. 10 runs averaging 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Unfortunately, no loot. The next terrorized zone was Trav. 17 runs averaging 2 minutes and 21 seconds. 8 hours and 48 minutes in, we find a Triangle's helmet. 8 hours and 58 minutes in, we find a Rune Master. The next terrorized zone was the Burial Grounds Crypt and Mausoleum. 10 runs averaging 5 minutes and 54 seconds. 9 hours and 21 minutes in, we find a perfect Marrow Walk. 10 hours and 2 minutes in, we find a 377 poison damage small charm. Damn! Looking at the numbers, there are only 5 areas that I ran on both the Fist of Heaven's Paladin and the Hammerdin, and Hammerdin beats Fist of Heavens for the fastest average runtimes on all the areas, except for Bloodmoor and the Den of Evil. I guess that makes sense because Holy Bolt drives out evil. Hey, did you like the video? Cause you can like the video, if you know what I mean.